Let's call the meeting to order then.
Perfect.
Okay, any additions, corrections to the secretary's minutes for the last meeting?
I don't believe so on my part.
Me either. I'm loving reading these.
Yeah. Speak more now because you don't have to write it down.
I was telling Dean that I can actually think and talk now. I'll move to approve the minutes from March 18th.
Okay, we have a second.
Yep, I will.
All those in favor?
I
Aye. Okay. Next item is Dean, I believe.
Right. Well, March was easily the best March we've ever had.
yeah.
We're keeping the momentum that we started last summer and in the fall, and the good weather has really helped. And one number to note is the merchandise sales. It's not only were they the best March number we've had, they're the best single month we've had. Where June, July, August are usually really strong months. Sometimes December is a really strong month. March has never been anywhere near this. So that's I think a good sign that we're in good shape here coming into summer. We're noticing a few more phone calls for outings, and leagues are filling up for sure. Again, more good indications. We opened Red Arrow on April 10th, which was last Saturday, which is the earliest we've ever opened it. But it's funny how it feels like we were a few weeks late in getting it open. They have such good weather has been, I think, just a blessing for us.
Can I ask you a quick question about the month to date again, or the year to date regarding the membership? That seems like out of this world. Is that usually people wait until March to buy, or is that no? It's out of this world.
I think we have to wait till get through April and into May to see how that pans out. There's definitely new members joining. I think with the good weather, people are just out early.
Okay.
So those who are normally going to get membership paid now
That
instead
they
of
might pay in May or
April.
okay. So
Yeah.
wait,
But we are definitely seeing some new members, so that membership number might go higher than what we've seen in the past.
Seems like the merchandise sales would be a good indicator.
If that's an indicator, then we're ready.
That's awesome.
Now,
It's
if only
still
the manufacturers could deliver the merchandise, there's a lot of orders that we placed a couple weeks ago that aren't coming until June. But on the other hand, we're selling more stuff out of the shop. So we've had a lot of outdated iron sets and stuff that hey, we can get you this now, or you can wait 8 weeks for something else. And people are taking what we've got.
Hey, my wife loves her last year's driver that she bought.
Awesome. What did she get?
A Cobra.
Okay.
And it sure outperforms her old thing. So she's a happy camper.
Good to hear. Next on the list, Matthew Gifford has been hired as the First Tee Area Director. So I'm just getting to know him. We did a training last week for coaches. He and I and 5 others attended down at Red Arrow. It's a training I've done in the past, but with a new program, I've had to redo that training. What I was kind of shocked to learn, there were 4 open classes for spring with 16 kids per class, and those filled up already, as well as 4 partner classes where there's a group that's bringing a class in. So we have over 100 participants in the First Tee already this spring. And West Michigan, they satellited out to Holland and Muskegon. They've not had a response like this when they've expanded a program. So they're extremely excited. Very pleased with the response, of course. So those classes will start. There's a Friday class that starts at Millen Park tomorrow. And then some of the Red Arrow and Eastern classes start next week and the week after. So we have coaches for those classes now. So we're still looking for volunteers to help those coaches. And then the summer schedule should be out in the next week or two. So we're trying to finalize that right now. Eastern Hills, so Teelan completed their work with the main line and the intakes. And the final cost was the $39,900. That bill has been paid. I did not need to get an advance from the city because of our strong start to the season. But my intent is to still bond money at the end of the year to cover those costs.
So that means we can use that, that pump or those pumps to run the water lines up top now?
That's correct. So we can use those to full capacity now without much work.
Hallelujah.
Yes. And the dryness down there is quite pleasing to see. So when we last talked about how we get those holes open, we talked about possibly a temper or a new green at the bottom of number 4 hill and make that hole a par 3. But we think it's dry enough that we can just use number 4 green as is. But either way, we still need to get a path from 4 over to 5T.
Right.
And move some dirt and stuff. So Rick Laux has been working on strategy for that along with Brian. So we have a quote from Peters Construction to do that final dirt moving, raise the fairway a little bit, build the path. They're gonna put a culvert in, build a new tee on 5 where the pump house used to be, make that a pretty cool looking par 4.
Now, are we using our dirt or are they bringing in dirt for all that?
We'll be using our dirt. So they'll push a little more dirt from the hill on 4, but a lot of it's going to come in front of the green next to where that pine tree is. There's like a knob. It almost looks like a little volcano in front of the green.
Mm-hmm.
Shave that down to make that a gradual slope up to the hill, make that a little more friendly. And
Okay.
get a lot of dirt there to build the path.
Okay.
Pine tree that's there is a very nice tree. So we would hate to lose that. We're going to hopefully be able to keep it, but there's a chance when they're moving the dirt that pine tree might be damaged and might not make it. So after they were done with that, it should be in a ready to go state to where we just have to seed, add some irrigation stuff to it. So their quote is for $65,000. From what I understand, they could start very quickly, have it done within a couple weeks.
Wow.
I'm optimistic because anything else I've been dealing with where someone says they can get it done, it's not getting done. But I guess the first thing is we have to decide if that's what we want to do. So I'm asking for a motion to approve that. I asked for $75,000 towards the Peters construction proposal, along with the seeding and any irrigation work that we need to do to finish those 2 holes up and get them open. And the intent would be that this would be added to the bond money that we'll ask for later in the year.
So the process would be move the dirt and then do you seed or do you put in the irrigation first?
That's a good question. I would think we'd want to seed it and get the grass growing as soon as we can. And it may be in combination when they're moving the dirt. We might be putting some of our irrigation in at the time. But
So how much in total do you think you're gonna ask the bond for this year?
so we've got the $39,900 that we've already spent plus $75,000. It's hard to ask for any more, you know, when we look at our long-term debt schedules and stuff. You know, we had a meeting yesterday about capital and getting a plan for that. So maybe after next month, when we get further along in that project, we can decide if we want to ask for a little more bond money. But right now, I'd only be asking for it's like 125,000 or 115,000.
So that would kick your debt service up to about 175 in 2022.
It would be about another 8,000 per year added to the debt service.
For 115,000, only 8,000 in debt service.
That's what Steve estimated when we spoke yesterday. So what are we at in 2022?
160.
So even if it's 10,000, say we're at 170,000. That's kind of our high end of our threshold for debt service where we want to be.
Would you hope there's any money from cash flow this year if things keep going well to fund some of the other needs? So we don't have to borrow any more money for a bit?
That is definitely a hope.
Hey, Dean?
Yes.
Since we're talking about money, I see that they've started the road work out there on the southeast corner. And they ripped out quite a bit of fencing. Does that get replaced by them?
Yes, so they'll replace what they've taken out. I think once they've got that done, we probably need to talk about replacing the rest along number 10 there.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, especially in places.
I was hoping all along that I could talk them into replacing all of it, but that's partly why we let them, towards the end there of what they're doing, there's kind of a dip off the road. They're going to bring some dirt in to make more of a gradual slope there. So that got them further down on the fence line, but I couldn't get them to go all the way.
We're still talking about Eastern?
Yes.
Okay.
And they're
I've not
putting a
seen-
roundabout in. They're at G Avenue and Go Road.
Oh, great idea.
So along the golf course, they're taking the fence line out and they're coming closer to the golf course. So the mounding that's to the right of 10
Uh-huh.
is going to be kind of the edge of the right of way. And they're going to be planting mostly pine trees up along the hills there to block the road.
Yeah, it
And
looks kind of right
and
now.
it will come like right behind number 11T.
Yeah, I was surprised. It really didn't affect 11T too bad.
No, but at the end project, they'll be right at the back edge of it.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of your motion for 4 and 5 on the west, I mean, I haven't played there for a couple of years, but every time I hear everyone talk about it, it's been completely unplayable. If we can get it back to playable, it seems like that will make the leagues happy as well as anybody else who goes out there and says, I probably wouldn't think about playing the west. I've just played the other two, but if I think it's going to be workable or working, then I'll probably play it. So then I would move that we accept your proposal for $75,000 and acceptance of the Peters construction proposal.
Yeah, second.
I will.
Okay, all in favor?
I
Aye. Okay, motion passes.
Okay,
Good.
thank you. Now, if we can get it done quick enough, so we think it's another 6 weeks after the seed is planted before it becomes playable. But that'll be our top priority to get that going. Last thing I have is you may start seeing some billboards out on the highways if you're driving around for a Keep On Golfing campaign. So Joel over at Golf Services kind of presented this to me about a month or so ago, and I've worked with his partner Paul on getting this going. So the goal is to get most of the golf courses in the area to participate, pool our funds together to just keep getting the word out, keep on golfing, keep golf on their minds, kind of try and capitalize on it right now. So that was kind of a cool concept, and hopefully you guys notice it somewhere when you're out there.
I've seen one golf sign. I think that was it on Portage, heading down
I think
towards.
they put a static one.
Yeah.
And then we have a lot of digital ones where that'll rotate through.
Yeah, I seen the static one in Millwood area. We don't have that fancy stuff in Millwood.
And I think there's a static one down Portage Road near Shaver. Someone sent me a picture of it.
Oh, right.
And there's like 2 billboards there, and the other one is a medical marijuana one.
Goes together.
Perfect.
Perfect.
And then I relisted our upcoming events. We have the Red Tea Open this Saturday. Last I heard from Tanner yesterday, he was expecting about 25 teams, 25 to 30 teams.
So quick question in regards to that, because it was a handicap event. Have you guys been able to get on the new system and add people from the old system that didn't get over?
In yours in particular, I don't know if we were able to get your scores back in. But I know that Tanner did get in to be able to add people.
Okay,
I think
so I
we
should
were
call.
waiting on their tech support to see if it could pull your old data in as well when we do that.
Okay.
The GHIN, is that what you're talking about?
No,
Yeah.
this is our in-house service, which is called more of a recreational handicap.
It's golfsoftware.net.
Yes.
Okay, well, as long as I can get on the new system and put in scores, I'm good with that. I don't necessarily need my old scores. I know what my handicap is.
Okay.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I got a question about your April 29th drive chip putt training.
Yes,
Is that training for the June 28th event?
it is. Yep,
Okay.
so the section staff is coming down to, and there'll be other professionals and people for other sites that are running it in attendance, and they're going to run through like how we register, how we maneuver kids around, and conduct the competitions and stuff.
Okay, do you have to sign up in advance to participate in that, or do you just show up?
I'd prefer if you let me know that you'd like to participate. So we
Okay, I'm
know how many people.
letting.
Thank you. We actually have our chapter meeting on Monday. Well, we had our virtual meeting this morning, but the actual meeting where we play golf and stuff is Monday. And after we're done, they're going to do a drive, chip, and putt thing for us there as well. So hopefully I'll be well trained when it's time for the event.
Yeah, but no fair if you win the whole thing.
Yeah, if only I could participate in the drive, chip, and putt.
Yeah.
Goal is to get Patrick ready for it this year.
That's good. Okay, thank you.
Anything else?
That's all I have, unless there's any questions on other numbers.
How about window repair?
So Dave's Glass, after multiple phone calls back and forth, nowhere. J&J Glass came out and I met with him on Monday. He said, I'll have numbers to you by Tuesday and we can do it in the next day or two, and still waiting on numbers from them. Hopefully Peter's Construction can come through and actually get a project done for us quickly.
What exactly are you having done, Dean?
The windows that were broken into
At Millham?
at Millham in the fall. It's time to get them replaced.
How about any of the other locations? Is there stuff to be done there?
There's not. At Red Arrow, we were able to fix any of the damage that happened there, and same in Eastern Hills.
Okay. Isn't there some broken stuff down at the your facility down by?
Golf Performance Academy, yes. So those are all part of the.
Okay.
And we're waiting on the quote for the front doors at Millham because those are temporarily repaired. And they said that might be 4 to 6 weeks before they can reinstall those.
Maybe you need to put in bomb-proof glass.
Would you like me to see if I can get someone to do it quicker?
After meeting with J&J Glass, I thought for sure he was going to be right back on top of it and He said he had the stuff in stock too, so he's on my list to call this afternoon.
So just call him and ask him, hey, do you want me to find someone else to do this, or what was your plan? Because I got somebody else who can do it if you're not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll check and see if my maintenance guy thinks he might be able to help at all.
Okay. Have him call me.
Just to see, yeah. Okay, want to move ahead?
Yep.
Okay, Greens Committee, anything, Mike?
Yeah, a couple of things. I recently went out to Eastern and played a couple holes. Those rough spots on like 10 and 15 are still pretty rough. Is it going to take some extraordinary things, or do we think it'll just fill in naturally?
I think it'll fill in naturally. We haven't had, we still have frost in the ground, so we haven't been able to add any seed or anything like that to encourage them along. When the poana seeds start germinating, that's the best chance, I think, for the greens to start filling in.
Okay.
I think Brian will be ready to do something extreme if he has to, but I think we're still a few weeks away from being able to do that.
Okay. The green tees, are we ever going to actually post some distances for those?
That's a good question. We haven't at Millam, but I don't think we've posted them at Eastern Hills yet.
There's nothing on the cards at Eastern. I didn't look at Millam. Is it on the card at Millam?
It's on the card at Millam, yes.
Okay, because even if we just did something rough, with a handheld thing from the green tee back to the white tee and change the distance and put out just a handheld handout, I think some of the women are wanting to start playing green tees on some of the leagues with ladies involved, is why I bring it up.
Okay.
And I don't know if that means anything to anybody but them, but they probably want to know how long their drive is or something. So it's, if we could do just something cobbled up and just have a little handout and then next year put them on the cards, that would be nice.
Okay. Yep. Good point.
And that's all I had.
Any thoughts? Any
What's
thoughts on rakes and the bunkers and pins and things like that?
Rakes are in the bunkers.
Okay,
I noticed at Eastern the other day that taking the little plastic pop-up things out. Did they do the same at Millam?
I don't know if Millam took them off yet or not, but if we have, the plan is to take those off, because if we're letting people take the flag sticks out, they throw them on the green and those things break.
Yeah, they're pretty well beat up in a lot of places. So, but Easterns were all gone.
Thanks for the ball washers.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, we're supposed to have all new ball washers too, because I signed a deal with a company called Benchcraft to provide ball washers and benches. But I haven't heard a time frame of when they're going to be able to deliver. So it's the same thing we did down at Old Mill. Sell an advertisement on it and they provide it for us.
Just for everybody's purposes, I know at Eastern, and I believe at Millam too, they've done a lot of fencing this year, keeping the carts away from the greens, more so than in the past.
That's good.
that's an
And
excellent idea.
especially in the spring right now, because the grass isn't gonna recover very quickly. We absolutely need it. Once summer gets going, the grass is growing, it's less of an issue.
Yeah.
Like even the range at Millam, we're still on the mats just because the grass isn't going to recover if we let people go out and hit on it right now.
So has You're down on Gull Road. Did they close off their driving range?
I don't know if it's fully closed yet. I know it is going to close. I saw some people hitting there a week or so ago,
Yeah.
but I think it could close sooner than later.
Well, hopefully that translates into some business for us over at Eastern.
I'm hoping so. We put a banner up by 10 Green right when the construction started. Just trying to remind people Eastern Hills. I think it says driving range, pro shop bar
Yeah,
on it in the public.
big letter.
I wanted to put it right in front of Bobix, but that might be questionable.
Oh, tacky.
Worth a try.
Oh, we got a good start going.
Yeah.
Hey, Dean, is there anything in the meeting from yesterday about capital budget to bring up today?
I'll let Sean elaborate on that.
Yeah, we just had a good conversation about prioritizing capital items for, well, we talked about this year, but I think we're kind of there on what we're going to do this year, but for the next 5 years, and just coming up with a plan and aligning that plan with revenue, expenses. It seems like expenses have been kind of cut as far as they're going to be cut, but we really wanted to look at what the priorities would be and then aligning that with the revenue that we hope to bring in over the next 5 years, and just having a good, solid capital plan. The other part of that was Dean, Steve, and I think I invited you, Kurt, to a couple little tours of like Millam and Eastern, just to kind of get a good idea of equipment, buildings, other capital stuff that may need to be considered, and just having a good understanding of what's needed. So I thought it was a really good conversation.
I would agree.
I'll let you know when I'm released from the state of Nevada, and we'll be back. I'd be
Yeah.
interested in.
Released.
No, I got my release, my parole date got pushed back about 10 days.
Oh, no.
So we're
Okay.
finally doing what we've always said we wanted to do, which is to come up with a long-term capital plan for what we think we might need equipment-wise, vis-a-vis what we believe the income stream is going to be, and whether we're going to be upside down or not, or and what do we do about it?
Well, and the other part of the conversation too was, really looking at, how do we convey to members in the golf community, if you will, that in order to maintain the course at a good level, I don't want to say high level, because we're not Torrey Pines or other courses who can invest millions and millions a year. But how do we convey that message so that, if we have to increase the rates so that we can pay for some of this stuff, that people understand exactly what we're doing, why we're doing it. We provide, an explanation on the equipment, the building upgrades, the things that we're going to do to keep Millam and Eastern and Red Arrow really nice golf courses for the community. So we didn't really solve that one. We want to have some more conversations about that and what that might look like, but we think that's an important part of it as well.
So in terms of communicating this information to the people that use it, and including members could just go on the website or follow these conversations on the city website, but they don't. Maybe we could, get some, 7-foot high placard or something that we put up occasionally, and with just, this is what the plan is, this is what the capital plan, this is the goal, what are we going to do? Just bullet points, maybe 5 or 6, not, a ton of stuff to read, but something that people could actually, oh, there's something going on here, rather than me just coming up and playing golf. There's a plan.
I agree. And, that's your core market, is coming to the course. So having information available at the course makes a ton of sense. I
And
completely agree.
promote what's being done, but don't you don't need to say this is why we had to raise rates or anything, just,
Right.
you know,
You don't even have to
raise the
mention
rates and be done with it, but just, you know, get it out there so people know it's like the money's going back into the course for conditions.
I mean, you could say Millum capital improvement plan and just say, this is what we plan to do in the next 4 or 5 years. And just say it. You don't say anything about raising rates. They can
Yeah.
find that out when they go, and they're probably not even gonna notice it, most of them. But,
Nope.
Just
otherwise,
be
they're not gonna
careful,
get
Lee.
information. They're not gonna read something that we put out by the, you know, the cash register. It's something that's
No.
gotta be in their face, you know, by the trash can there on the left of the doors or something. Or on the
Okay.
score thing, maybe coming up, the old score board. I don't even, is that still there? That's gone. Okay.
I'd be careful about putting anything out there before we know for certain we're
Oh,
going
of
to do
course.
it.
Right. Once we know.
The jaded people I play golf with would bring it up. If we said we were going to do something and then we didn't do it. So just make sure we got the bucks. Are we good with that? Okay, move to the junior golf fundraiser. Anyone have anything?
Are you gonna put out this flyer now?
Hoping to get it out soon. We want to get a link on the website to sign up. I think is kind of a critical component. So I'm waiting on my website revision to get that fully operational and hoping that'll be here by this weekend.
Can you please let me know as soon as that does happen?
Yes.
And if anyone wants a copy, I drafted out an email that I'm gonna send to my people. And I asked Dean about, you know, I think it's just, let's make it as easy as possible for him to give us money, which is, you know, I'd much rather myself click on a link, go to something and plug in my credit card and be done with it.
Yep.
Rather than write a check and put it in an envelope.
I agree.
Okay, Dean and I talked briefly about maybe raising the prices of the T signs, and I guess we decided, he and I decided maybe not the best idea. Any thoughts on that? Keep them at $100?
I think so. It's $100 just sounds easy, and just get more of them rather than,
Right.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
agree.
Okay, anything else there?
So except that we just all need to get out now and sell whole sponsors
Yes.
and get foursomes
Yeah.
and get our butt moving on that. Okay.
Yeah, so I think if Dean can let us know as soon as it's on the website, because that's where everybody's head is at, is to go find something and respond to it that way. I think in 90% of the cases.
So you're thinking that we would call our buddies and say, hey, will you be willing to be a sponsor? I'll send you the link. You send them the link on an email and they just click it and put it.
There
in.
you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that how it's gonna work? All right, great. That's perfect. That's awesome.
Kurt, I think you had something going for a May 14th or something date. Is that working out?
Yeah, May 14, we've got you and me and Larry,
I can do it.
John.
My wife and I.
Right,
Yep.
so we've got 8 of us. Sean, I don't think you can make it.
Nope.
Dean? I think Dean
can
should
make
be
it.
there.
Well, as much as I'll miss Sean, I think we should just do it.
And
I
Dean,
mean, I've already got the authority from the higher ups on my end to do it. And if I have to go back with another date, it's through a lot of bureaucracy.
We can just make some cutouts.
Yeah.
And Dean, you're good?
Yes.
Okay. I played with Sean last night, or a couple weeks ago. I've had enough of him anyway.
Yeah.
You guys played at the big Bucks course.
All right, so May 14, we're good. We've got 10 of us. I'll reconfirm with Paul. So we're gonna need 3 tee times. Unless we want to play fivesomes.
No,
All right, well, Steve.
not a good look for the,
Was 1, 2, 3. Was Steve Pfeffer gonna play? I thought he was able to.
Did he? I don't have him down as getting back to me. I
Well,
can check with
I
him.
might,
I'll pester him.
Yeah,
you do that, let us know. I might be able to get another couple to make it,
yeah, let's try to get 12.
yeah, let's try to get 12. But just as a point of information, correct me if I'm wrong, Dean, there's nothing in the USGA rules that say a fivesome is illegal. And in fact,
I
it
am
could be
always
faster.
in favor of 5 sums, so you can get more people on the course that way. 6 sums even better.
And I'd rather wait for a fivesome than I would two group, a 4 and a 2,
Yeah,
or a
absolutely.
3 and a 2, right?
Out here in Boulder City, we encourage fivesomes.
The only difficulty on the course is if everyone's riding, then you've got one empty seat there. You got an extra cart going out, so even numbers are nicer, but 6 people are a lot in a group.
Well, talk to Steve, and if he can't do it, then let me know and I will get on another double.
Okay. Okay, any old business? New business?
Just sell sponsorship.
Sell, yeah. Okay, we did good. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll move to adjourn.
Okay,
I also wanted to mention that there were no citizen comments as well.
Cool. Thanks,
Cool.
Juan.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Yep.
How do you get out of this?